both caregivers because they are both survivors. And I'd like to invite them to share a bit of their experiences with you.
Thanks. Hi, I'm Mary Humphrey. Tony and I were invited to come tonight and serve as honorary chairs by Lori Derry, who's been servicing this relay for years, as far as I know, in one capacity or another. And so I think to her I owe many thanks, and I think we all owe all the committee members a round of applause and some thanks for all the hard work that they do to get this all together. So thanks, Lori, for your continued dedication and commitment, and thanks to the entire Relay Committee again. It's proven to be such a huge success in this community for many reasons, not just because of the fundraising, but because of the fellowship and the togetherness that it brings our community, as well as it gives a great demonstration of community service to our next generation. It's really true community service. So what am I doing here tonight? I am not a public speaker, and I am not a speechwriter. I'm just a cancer survivor, and I have been, as many of you have, cancer patients, a cancer patient caregiver, a cancer patient support partner. And one thing for sure is I am not any sort of hero, but I believe that most everybody, all of you, are heroes here. You have touched so many lives and saved so many lives. You can't even begin to imagine how many lives you've affected just by being here tonight. And so for all of you, I owe you, all of my heroes, thanks. So thank you. Give yourself a hand, thanks. I was diagnosed with cancer in 1998, and my kids were little. And in my mind, there wasn't any alternatives. I just had to fight the cancer, and I had to beat it. Even though my prognosis wasn't very good, there were so many choices to be considered and decisions that I had to make. My doctor knew of a clinical trial that I was eligible for. Knowing that this was extra medicine that I could get, I couldn't do anything otherwise. Remember, I didn't have any choices. I just had to beat this. And as scary as it seemed, I consented to the clinical trial. And 10 years later, I'm still here. My children are older now. Thank you. My children are older now, but the chemo from that first clinical trial had been successful at cleaning out all the cancer cells from my body, but there were some that were hiding out in my brain that the chemo from 10 years ago didn't seem to reach. So while I was watching my kids grow up, there was a tumor silently growing in my brain. So 10 years ago and even 5 years ago, the doctors wouldn't have offered very many options for the situation that I was in. But today, newly researched and approved medicines are available. And so for this round of treatment, I was offered another clinical trial with the mindset of, again, doing whatever it takes. I consented to the new trial. After surgery and an initial round of treatment of radiation, I'm on a course of chemotherapy that was only begun in practice since 2007, which is only a couple years ago. So 2 years ago, if this would have happened to me, they would have had nothing to help me with. My doctor said that he's confident that this can mean a cure for me. My husband, Tony, was diagnosed with cancer in the spring of 2007, and no one is prepared for a cancer diagnosis. But now we had some experience and understood a little better what to expect. Tony qualified for the current clinical trial, and so again, we took advantage of it, and his treatment was really quite difficult. In my mind, his treatment was much more difficult than anything I went through. But he got through it, and we all did. My kids did. We survived it. So now we stand on the other side of our cancer battles, and we can look back with clear awareness of the fact, the opportunities we were given, the research, these studies, the clinical trials are happening because of the Relay for Life. I'm standing here today because of them and because of you. And without, I would be singing a whole different song, or maybe not singing at all. But because of you, I have a song of hope in my heart. I need to thank you for that. You guys save lives. You make the research possible. You are the support people. You are the caregiver. You are the heroes. Thanks. I guess he doesn't want to say anything.